Smoke stung my eyes as flames roared through our home, licking the walls where my daughter, Lily, was trapped upstairs. My heart pounded as I shouted her name, the heat searing my lungs. Just hours ago, Margaret Hensley, our ruthless HOA president, had stood on my porch, her voice sharp as a blade. "Tear down that ramp, or you'll regret it," she'd snapped, glaring at the wheelchair lift we'd built for Lily. Now, as the fire consumed everything, I knew she'd made good on her threat. What she didn't know was that I, Thomas Reed, used to be a federal judge, a secret I'd kept since Leah VYing the bench to care for my daughter. That morning had started like any other, with the sun barely peeking through the curtains. Then came the pounding on the door. Margaret stood there, her designer coat pristine, clutching a stack of HOA papers. "Mr. Reed, that ramp and those wide doors are an eyesore," she said, her eyes flicking to Lily's wheelchair in the hall. "They're against our rules. You've got 1 week to fix it." I kept my voice steady, though anger simmered inside. "These are protected by law, Margaret." Her face twisted. "Laws don't matter here. We set the rules." She jabbed a finger at her papers. "You do law 5,000 in fines already. More if you don't comply." Lily rolled up beside me, her eyes wide. "Dad, what's wrong?" Margaret stepped back, her voice cold. "Maybe you belong somewhere else, somewhere more suitable." I planted myself in front of Lily. "Leave. Now." Margaret smirked. "This isn't over." It wasn't. Things got uglier fast. Our mailbox was smashed. Notes appeared in our driveway, scrawled words like "cripples, not welcome." The HOA slapped us with daily fines for nonsense violations. I tried reasoning at the HOA meeting, papers in hand, VYing our ramp was legal. Margaret cut me off, addressing the room like a queen. "Mr. Reed thinks he's above our rules." I snapped back. "I know the law better than you think." Her face flushed. "Your daughter's condition is tragic, but it's not our problem. That ramp is hideous, and seeing her every day bothers people." The room went silent. Even her allies looked uneasy. I stood tall. "This meeting's done. Keep harassing us, and I'll sue." That night, my security camera caught Margaret and 2 others ripping out the flower beds I'd built for Lily's therapy. When I confronted her, she laughed. "Go ahead, sue me. My brother-in-law's the DA. You'll get nowhere." I started documenting everything, building a case. 3 days later, while Lily and I watched TV, smoke poured into the Lee VYing room. The fire started near the wheelchair lift where my camera had caught Margaret lurking an hour earlier. I scooped Lily up, but the smoke was choking, her breath shallow in my arms. I stumbled toward the door, coughing, when our neighbor, Mr. Callahan, burst in with a fire extinguisher, pulling us to safety as flames devoured our home. From the ambulance, watching firefighters battle the blaze, I made a call I'd hoped to avoid. "Judge Harlan, it's Thomas Reed. I need your help." The investigation moved fast. Experts found gasoline by the lift. My footage showed Margaret with a gas can. When police cuffed her, she stammered, "I just wanted to ruin the ramp. How was I supposed to know the house would burn?" The officer's voice was flat. "Ma'am, you're under arrest for arson and attempted murder." Word of Margaret's arrest spread like wildfire. Neighbors who'd backed her or stayed quiet now showed up with food, clothes, even offers to house us. Her brother-in-law, the DA, recused himself. The new prosecutor called me, his voice tinged with recognition. "Judge Reed, I was in your courtroom years ago. We're charging her with attempted murder and hate crimes for targeting Lily's disability. The EVY Denke is airtight." In court, I wore my old suit, standing not as a judge, but as a father. The judge's eyes widened when he saw me. "Your Honor," I said, my voice steady, "Margaret didn't just torch my home. She tried to kill my daughter because she thought we lowered her property values." Lily's doctor testified about her smoke-damaged lungs. Margaret's own text to HOA members sealed her fate. "Once they're gone, our neighborhood will be normal again." Bail was denied. She took a plea 15 years for arson, attempted murder, and hate crimes. Her husband divorced her, and her assets went into a trust for Lily's care. The HOA ousted its leaders and issued an apology. The community raised $200,000 for Lily's medical bills and to rebuild our home with wider halls, an indoor elevator, and a therapy pool. The builder, whose son shared Lily's condition, cut his fee. At Margaret's sentencing, Lily, now 16, insisted on coming. Her voice, still raspy from smoke, filled the courtroom. "Your Honor, I forgive Ms. Hensley, but she needs to know every person's worth isn't tied to how their house looks or how they move. I hope she learns that in prison." The judge stared at Margaret. "You burned a federal judge's home and nearly killed his disabled daughter over property values. The irony is you've destroyed your own life far more than any ramp ever could." 6 months later, our rebuilt home stood as a testament to inclusion. New HOA rules protected accessibility, and a community fund helped others make modifications. Lily spoke at her high school, sparking a nationwide Accessible for All campaign. One evening, a family moved in across the street. Their son, Caleb, used a wheelchair. Lily grinned. "That's Caleb. We've been chatting online." His dad approached cautiously. "We heard this neighborhood's welcoming now. Is that true?" Lily nodded. "It is now. Welcome home." A year after the fire, the neighborhood threw Unity celebration. A reporter asked Lily, "How do you feel leaving here after everything?" She paused, then said, "Sometimes awful things lead to amazing change. Ms. Hensley tried to drive us out with hate, but she made our community better. That's the best revenge." I looked at my daughter, proud beyond words. My years as a judge taught me justice, but Lily taught me mercy. Recently, a letter came from the prison chaplain. Margaret wanted to meet, expressing remorse. I showed Lily. She thought it over. Everyone deserves a chance to change, even her. Let's gone it for revenge, but to show her goodness won. As we prepared, the mayor asked me to lead a commission on accessible housing, with Lily as a youth advisor. Our neighborhood, once a place of fear, had become a beacon of hope. Margaret's hatred had forged something stronger, a community where differences aren't just accepted but celebrated. What do you think? Was Lily right to forgive Margaret, or should she have held on to her anger? Could you forgive someone who tried to destroy your family? Should Margaret get a chance at redemption, or is 15 years too light for her crimes? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more stories that'll keep you talking. Thank you for taking the time to listen to today's story on Store of Good Stories. If this story touched your heart or made you think, don't forget to hit like and share the video to spread this positive message to more people. And if this is your first time here, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of the meaningful stories we share every week. Your support is the biggest motivation for Store of Good Stories to keep bringing heartfelt and valuable stories to you. See you in the next video.